Hello and welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. Today we're going to talk about drywall nails and where they should be used and where they shouldn't. And where they shouldn't is most places. About the only acceptable use I can think of for them is to nail on steel corner bead. But we wouldn't have a video if I didn't show you why you shouldn't be using them. So what I'm going to be doing is I have this little mock wall in my garage. I'm going to nail all the drywall on and I'm going to show you the problems that happen from nailing on drywall. So actually there is one practical place to use them, and that's on the bottom of your wall. The reason is it kicks up less dust than using a drywall drill. When you're screwing off using a drywall drill, what it does, the motor blows a bunch of dust up in the air. So actually going along the bottom is actually not that slow. And the nail pops that are going to result from using a hammer aren't going to cause a problem down at that level. Also, let's really quickly get into what type of hammer usually is used. So this is an actual drywall hatchet. And I'll make a video about why it's like this someday. But the main thing we need to know for this video is that it has a convex face. And so the idea of it having a convex face is that it's going to leave a little bit of a dimple in the drywall, so it leaves the nail just a little bit below the surface of the drywall without leaving a big circle like a flat-faced hammer would. Although, to be honest, I don't actually find a huge difference. They both crush the drywall and leave blisters. But let's get to nailing this on. Let's take a close look at these. So these ones in the flat aren't too bad, but I tore the paper a little bit. That one's okay, a little tear, and you can see it's kind of dimpled in there. And so that's actually sort of how you want it. I would say this one right here is kind of close. This one right here is not that bad. This one right here is actually probably my best one. And when I tap on it, it actually sounds relatively intact. Now let's look at these buttes. So you can hear it's all loose and crushed. And it's all too common when guys are rushing that they leave these. Let's look closely at a piece of drywall. If you look close, you can see it's full of tiny little bubbles. Over the years, they've added more and more air to drywall. So why I bring that up is I believe over the years drywall has gotten more and more fragile, and the reason they added air, it's called air entrained. It's like an aero bar. The reason they've done this is to make it lighter, and then also they're using less product, so there's actually less gypsum going into the drywall. So while the hangers are going to enjoy having lighter sheets, what this does in the long run is it makes drywall just crumbly and less strong. The old drywall when I started out 15 years ago wasn't anywhere near as soft and crumbly as it is these days. I bring that up because some of the only people I've ever heard defend nailing drywall are old school hangers. And what they say is nail the perimeter, screw the fields. So what that means is that they'll do nails around the whole perimeter of the sheet and screws in the field. So the field is the center of it. And the theory behind that is that nails underneath the drywall tape don't blister. So this is not true. They do, and that's why we see nail pops underneath tape along flat joints or in ceiling angles. So one good hit, all of a sudden, let's listen to the difference in this drywall. So right here is where I haven't hit it. Right here is where I have. You can hear that paper's loose. I'm going to do another hit closer to the edge. So that's where I hit it, and you can see that it's crushed it, and it's made the paper come loose, and that's why it makes the blister sound. Now let's go tapping around on my work. That one's not too bad, but I was really hitting it gingerly. How about these ones? Yep, there's a blister. Yep. These ones? Yep. Now, I don't care how good you are with nails. The fact is, I think modern drywall simply cannot take any hit with a hammer. And even if you're so good and you manage to get all of your nails under the tape and just like the ones that didn't make any sound, I don't believe you. I think at least 10% are going to be blisters. So that is why I think that nails are not good under any circumstances when hanging drywall. Again, the only exception being corner bead, because there isn't really that many better ways. I mean, other than stapling it on. But I'm a paper bead guy anyways. I don't actually like the idea of my corner beads being fastened to the framing that moves and shrinks and twists. So that is why you'll almost never catch me using nails when installing new drywall. Only occasionally on steel corner beads if I'm feeling masochistic enough to use them, or on the bottom plate if I don't feel like kicking up dust. So anyways, I hope you found this useful. I hope you understand a little more why nails used to be more popular and why they're not very popular anymore. It's really only the cowboys that are doing it these days. It's just, it makes for blisters. So thanks for watching Vancouver Carpenter. I hope your project's going well. Until the next video.